Alright, so the car's right up in the air. We are crawling underneath here tonight. This is going Yeetus Downy. Box is coming out and it's going to get manual reverse pattern valve body, suit trans brake, billet input shaft and case saver. So we're gonna have a trans brake. Let's do it. So we're just draining the oil, nice and red. Got the tail shaft out. This is filling up. Then we'll undo the stolly bolts and then drop this K-frame down. Then get to the back of the gearbox bolts and pull her out. Alright, so I've drained most of it. This is just the end of it. So it's been in for about a year, this T400. Haven't changed the oil yet. Don't at me for not changing the oil, but it hasn't seen many Ks. Probably over 2,000 Ks, but every time I drive it, I give it a hard time. Plus terminates and power cruise. And that's the colour of the oil. Haven't changed it once. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to show that to my gearbox builder, Big Joe. He's a fucking legend. A darn legend, I should say. Anyone for soup? Yeah, the soupies. Yummo. Don't at me for how dirty my car is. So we'll take these off and then take the dipstick out. All this dust and stuff is all stuck on from power steering fluid leaking because my gate is right next to my power steering boots, my steering boots, the plastic ones. So as soon as they melt, you just have mad power steering leak. And obviously, because my rack is also broken and has seen better days. Just gonna get it right. Hose up. Come on, you know you want to. Come on. There we go. And just drain into my tray. Yeah, the boys. So after you've got your transcool lines off and your lipstick tube, then just undo your starter motor, and this bolt will be very tight to start with. And you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to bust my bum hole out trying to take this off. But you get it, and you succeed, and you're happy. Also, just quickly, anyone who puts a T400 in a VZ, they have wings here, and when mine was NA, obviously had an extractor coming down here. You have to cut this wing off, otherwise your extractor doesn't fit. So that's why that's cut there. Okay, so with the starter motor out and your cross pipe still in because you're just lazy, turn the motor over with your choice of pry bar on the flex plate and rotate to get your bolts up to where the starter motor goes, so you can get a spanner onto it. And then you just hold it there with pressure and apply, and then you undo that the right way. How am I going to set this? I'm just going to put it right on my face and see if I can do this. That is like literally balancing on my face. And we are undoing. And once you crack that, you don't have to hold your screwdriver there anymore. And then you just undo him. That doesn't look good. So I removed the cross member and lowered the jack down, and it just fell out. So the transmission cross member rubber is completely kaput. Now that that's down, all we have to do is the transmission bell housing bolts, and then I should be able to slide the box out. So after you get all the bell housing bolts out, you'll shimmy the box back a bit because you have the dowels there and there. Pull it back a little bit and then lower it down, get it off the jack if you're working like I am, and yeah, your box is out, ready to get T-braked bar. And in no time, you should have your T400 out of your car. So, Stolly's still in, obviously. Plug all your holes up. Happy days, I'm going to do that. It's just, rather than get shit in your gearbox, just plug it up. Good morning, everybody.
Is that a cat or a fucking fox?
Probably a cat, folks. A foxy cat.
Is that a cox or a flat?
We are on our way to Sydney to get the gearbox built. 5 AM. Let's Brett this ged.
No time to talk?
Penrith Transmission Centre.
So what's that of?
Pump.
That's the drum that we've got to put the billet input shaft into.
Around this side I'll probably be out of the way enough. Hopefully.
There's the old brand new.
That's good.
And you said it's copped the Canaan.
Yeah. I don't let it have an easy life.
So they are
No idea. Alien technology.
the clutches.
Yeah, I thought they were.
That's top gear. Top and reverse.
Top gear.
Top and reverse. And that's the one-way sprag. That's the one that we put 36 element in.
Yeah, okay.
Or 34, sorry, in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's got to be removed because
Is that the
you're
engine
not gonna
brake?
have engine brake.
Is that, what is that? For
That's
the
the
engine
engine
brake?
brake.
That is it?
Yeah. That's where the case saver's going to go.
Yeah. So what does a case saver do? Obviously it saves the
Okay.
case.
All right. See how you got all these teeth here holding the circlip?
Yep.
See how they're missing from there to there?
Yep.
When that band is in there, the band strut goes there and the piston comes in here to apply the band.
Yep.
Now, because that's not going to be there anymore, we're going to put this in here
Yep.
to make a new land
Yeah,
for the
okay. Just to
circlip.
strengthen
So
it.
it can't come out, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's what we're doing.
Magic.
I might have a look at second gear while we're here anyway. Because we're this far, so...
May as well. I think
May as well.
second gear is where it normally lives when it's power skidding. I go top gear when it's on 15s, but sometimes it does trouble in the 20s.
Oh, on there, it's only... Oh, yeah, they're brand new.
How good's that? Valve.
So, you know how there was HZs and the Commodores? HZ commercials, like the vans and the Utes and that. Material like nothing, clutch material like nothing else.
Did you build boxes at one stage?
Serviced them and shit at the dealership and that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've built them before. Instead of fixing that, they just said, let's put a bigger bucket in there.
Yeah.
What was that you just took out?
That's the apply piston for the apply piston for the engine brake.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be removed now. It's not going back in.
So, what it does is it pushes on this plate.
On this one?
Yeah, it puts that one on. Yeah,
So-
okay.
that's been burning up. You've been pulling it into back to second gear at high revs.
Yeah,
That
probably.
burn like that.
Naughty.
This is the forward clutch. This is the drive clutch, but this drum's not going back in. The billet one's going in. Oh, that's burning a bit. That one's burning a little bit, but just a tiny, tiny bit.
Without all these special tools, I'll get fucked.
Oh yeah, there's no point in even trying to look at doing it. Fuck no. And this is the billet input shaft, is it?
Yeah. I'll show you the double broached. What I mean by double broached. See how big the shaft is in there?
Yep. Oh yeah, much bigger
Yeah,
compared
but
to
there's
that.
much more splines in there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
How hard did it engage drive?
Not
like
not
fucking
massively.
savage?
No, just like dum.
So it didn't
It's
jerk
got-
all the
no.
way.
No. It was reverse was more hard than anything.
I'm going to leave that seal out.
Yep.
There's a cup seal in here.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I'm going to leave that out. That will engage drive a little bit harder.
Yeah, sweet.
It'll keep. What it'll do is it'll keep the oil pressure up to drive more. Because of that seal. Because what it is, there's a soft apply and a hard apply.
Yeah, okay.
We're just going to use the hard apply now. That's it.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
So because they're a little bit shady,
Yeah.
I'd rather.
Them not slip at all.
Yeah.
This is space alien technology. All these springs.
The funny
This
thing
is nothing, man. You see the late model gearbox. This is fucking easy.
Like the fucking
Electronic
6 speeds,
bastards.
10,
Holy
8 speeds.
shit.
Yeah, alien technology.
It's insane. Motors make sense to me. Gearboxes, haven't read too far into them. It's good that I'm seeing one getting pulled apart in front of me now.
Once you read it and have a look at the pickies and the flow diagrams, and you go, oh, I know.
Is that easy?
Thing.
What material are they made out of? Same as clutches?
It's just a fibre.
Yeah.
But these 10 frictions, they're soft
Yep.
and they bite a lot harder. Like a lot of guys like to use the race type friction, but
Yep.
I won't use them. I won't use the racing type friction because the lining's way too hard, and they tend to glaze up the steels. Then they will burn up.
Yeah, okay.
I
They're a
can
bit
see
too
red
aggressive.
frictions, they're all black.
Fuck, there's a lot of parts that go into such a small unit, eh?
Yeah.
See how that's one piece?
Yep. Yeah.
That's what the case saver sits over.
Just gives it some extra strength to sit against.
Well, it stops it from coming off. It stops because these circlets pop out.
Yeah.
They're a dog.
Is that in every trans or just a
No,
T100?
these fucking things, they rip these lugs off. They break them off. So I always hit and make sure that the circlip is in home anyway, even though it looks right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just seats it a bit better.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this sometimes, but
Well, they got a
Depends what
heavier
they
duty
want.
spring.
yeah, heavy springs. I've fucking got to use 2 arms to push the fucking
Oh,
press
really?
down. Yeah. You saw yourself that the top clutch hadn't burnt out at all.
Yeah.
So those
There's
springs
no
were
reason
doing
for
their
those
job.
springs, yeah. Yeah, you can definitely tell much more of a...
Yeah, but how much more oil pressure is it going to require now to put that fucking thing on?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Thank God that's it. Okay, now.
With those clutches, how they have that, the way that they're marked.
Yep.
They,
That's
they
for
don't have-
lubrication.
yeah. And they don't have a direction or anything? Like, you can put them in anyway?
Anyway, yeah, they're not directionals. Yeah, they're not directionals. But I had smooth ones. I had the smooth frictions in that clutch drum before, and that could be the reason why they burnt as well. Because I like to put more surface area in the forward because it's always on.
Yeah, yeah.
But because they had a bit of black spot in them, they might not have been holding the oil for lube.
Yeah.
That's why they burnt. So I put waffles in that.
Yeah, okay.
The same as that.
So they're called waffles, ones with the lines in them.
Yeah. Okay, that's that.
So what does that spring do?
That's the pressure regulator.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to take it out and sample it, bro.
Is that just Vaso?
Yeah, that's just Vaso. Just
Hold shit in place.
Holds my gasket. I use it for both purposes, for holding my gaskets and for lubricating seals and stuff.
Yeah.
It just dilutes and mixes with the oil. It doesn't do it any harm.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a 3.0 oil pump. Packing with Vaso so they get oil pressure.
Yeah.
That spring compared to that spring.
I want to check them. No, definitely got more pressure.
May as well, it's in the kit.
Well, if that one had more pressure, I would have left the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
But you seen how I checked the pressure, didn't you?
Yeah. Push them against each other, see which one compresses more.
Yeah.
Smart idea. Sometimes you always don't need a gauge for it.
We don't need a gauge on the gauge. Okay, that's in. $90, so I want one that's about 110. It'll fix our problem.
So that's the thrust washer that goes on there. I have no idea what it does. I'm just saying what he said.
So it spaces the pump out. Brings it further forward.
Just to seat against here better.
Yeah.
On the input shaft. Well, I don't know what. Yeah, the input shaft. That thing. In the T400.
Yeah,
So what was it you just tested? The
End float.
end float.
so that means you get move back and forth. In and out.
So should you have some play in that?
Yeah, I always give it some, but that was too much. I didn't like it.
What does that help with, that little bit of
Okay, see that
movement?
now?
Yeah.
We've got about 10 thou.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And
That's
what does
what I
that what
wanted.
does that help with when you have a little bit of wiggle room in it? Just not make
Well, you know
fine.
those orange rings?
Yeah.
They don't move inside the drum and they don't wear out.
Yeah, okay.
Because the drum will be doing these ones. Everything will be moving back and forward, hitting on the fucking bearings and all that shit.
Yeah.
Now we've stopped that from happening.
Yeah, okay. What's that for?
That's normally the kick down clip,
Yep.
the kick down wiring, but we're actually going to make that the trans brake plug.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but before we go any further now, this has got to come out, and we've got to remove the Teflon rings for the brake, because we're not using the brake anymore.
Engine braking, yeah. So what is this responsible for?
Reverse servo,
Okay.
and when you put it into manual first gear, that comes on.
Okay. Half the battle when you're doing work like this is like, where the fuck did I just put that tool?
Oh, I'm pretty good with my tools, man, because there's actually no other tools on any other bench anywhere in the workshop. I had to make that
To fit over these?
to be able to get in that.
Yeah.
Just that one.
And I'm assuming little pretty just goes here.
Yeah, she does.
Someone had a glide in their car and the trans brake. And that's why they say the crew should never stand behind the car in the start line.
Trans brake engage. Looks a bit more sexual now. So just got back from Sydney and I got an email that my wheels rocked up. So how good is that? Just use using the broken piece of glass. This is the first ever pair of wheels that I bought brand new.
I know it's not brand new. Two condoms. Double wrap.
Oh.
A rubber band.
Oh. The box looks so narrow, but that fits inside it. Only an 8-inch wide. That's nice. That's a nice boulder. How exciting.
Woo. Too hard to get a gauge for it, eh? Without a tyre on it.
So these tyres are going on,
Yeah. There's about it. Air starting lifters on there.
Can you make a birdie?
Woo.
So gearbox is in. Had a couple of problems with stallies. Didn't think it was in probably, but it is, so that's why I didn't film it. I had Christmas with the cranks. Had the wheels on. Going to send these off for powder coating next week. Just have to wire up the trans brake to the switch on the button on the steering wheel for the two-step as well. Get the tyres put on these rims after they get powder coated. Put them on, take it out for a launch. With all that said, I'd like to give a massive shout out to Joe from Penrith Transmission Centre. He's done an amazing job on my gearbox. Been put through the ringer and hasn't given up or shown any signs of really giving up. I'd just like to say thank you for everyone who watches, and hopefully the next video you see we'll be putting the wheels on and going to the drag strip and actually launching it and running a time. Stay tuned.